A couple days ago, you officially announced your retirement from the NHL. And it was a different scenario, right? Because you hadn't played in a couple seasons. And a lot of people, I'm sure, were asking you, are you done? Are you not? You played in an alumni game. What does this all mean?
Yeah.
Kind of go back on just how the last couple weeks, months, and years have been for you, what you were trying to do and how it all worked out. And really, was the decision as easy as holding a press conference and saying that's it?
I think it just answered for a lot of people. For myself, I kind of, knew I was done. But I think when my boy turned 1 not long ago, that kind of really said, okay, it's time to put something out. But originally, when I was done, I kind of contacted the PA and just to see if I had to do anything just down the road in case if to file any papers or do what. And they just said, no, not really. You weren't under contract anywhere, so it's not like you're breaking a contract type thing. And
Right.
so they just said, no, once you're done, you're done. So I just kind of left it at that. I was just so busy focusing on my little guy here that I kind of got sidetracked of not doing too much. I was just happy to be home and, looking after him for a bit. And people kept asking me questions. So I felt like, if I ran into you, I would pretty much tell you I was done. But for a lot of people that didn't know, they were still up in the air.
Yeah.
So, it was good for me Monday to kind of just tell my story, put it to rest, and hopefully some people can take away a few things from it.
I loved the piece that you wrote in the Players Tribune, and I think there's a couple different things that stood out, but one of them was that you said, I kind of went into this league where nobody noticed me, and I kind of went out of this league where nobody noticed me. Now, I think you're being humble on that. I think there were a lot of former players who came forward on Monday and expressed what they thought of you in such a great way. Do you kind of feel like that fits, though, for you? Like, you also talked about how lucky you even were to play one NHL game, let alone more than 700.
Yeah, the path that I came and, from not being drafted and, being a late draft pick in junior hockey, not being drafted to the NHL. I mean, I just did my thing. I just loved the game. I didn't really think, people really noticed me kind of coming in or leaving, to be honest with you. I just didn't really realize that reaction. So I just kind of did my thing. I love the game. I love my teammates, as I said, and all the players and coaches that I played for are amazing. And I just wanted to get out there and contribute and have fun and what a ride it was for me.
Yeah.
Way back when, I did not think if I could play one game, that would have been great. A kid from Scarborough back home, got a chance to play a National Hockey League game. And then for me, it just kind of kept going. I just kept pushing and, my passion just really took over and, I loved every minute of the game and all everything that came with the journey along the way.
As retirements go, for players that have been with multiple different clubs, I suppose you could have called any one of them up and said, hey, I'd like to make this official. Can you kind of hold my press conference and help me announce this? But what's crazy is you're not even the first to do this, that you came back to the Sharks. You chose the Sharks specifically, and I realize that's where, the career kind of wrapped up. But I imagine you could have also called the Washington Capitals. Why was it San Jose? Because I look at a guy like Owen Nolan, for example. He did the same thing. He said, I want to go out as a Shark. Why did you do that?
I just think it was huge. I was fortunate to be in great cities. I spent a lot of time in some really cool places, of course, and great organizations. We had a lot of roots here. My little guy's born here, man.
Yeah.
Right at El Camino Hospital up the street. So,
Yep.
It was a lot to just kind of hit home, and it just seemed like a good fit for us at the time when we finally made the transition of sticking out here. And, obviously the weather is helpful, but, a lot to do with it, our little guy, Robinson. So the fact that he was born here and when it came to all of his doctors and everything, and it just seemed like a good fit for us to say, hey, you know what? Everything was been great. The organization, everything was great. The hockey was great. And it's time to kind of chill out here and relax.
I see what's going on. You love California. And like you said, you're also rooted here. And we also like having you here. So stay a while, Wardo.
Yeah, hopefully we do.